I'm going to be looking at today the internal regime of the CCP, China Communist Party, and why it's been so successful, and why I'm kind of a bit worried if this strategy takes hold in the West. So, I uncovered this information here by watching China Uncensored, which basically they've got basically the lowdown of what's happening in there, and they've got Mandarin speakers in, so they kind of know what the crack is on the ground. And they were explaining that basically the way the CCP works, it's pretty, it's smart. It's very very smart, because you've got the overall party, the CCP party, and the average Chinese person views them as good, even though they've done some horrible things, and but they're only really told the good things through the use of propaganda, through the use of state media and everything. So they've all the Chinese people have got like a really high opinion of the CCP. But whenever things do happen, for example, like the SARS outbreak or the coronavirus outbreak, you kind of think to yourself, okay, well surely they must realize that it's not all as good rain and sunshines, eh? Well, the thing is, the way that they do it is you've got the big CCP, so the core of the group, and then you've got like it's split up between districts, and then you've got someone that's like the head of a district. So like you've got like the president of the United States, and then you've got like the governors of each individual state. So whenever something bad happens in that state, i.e. a cover up of a certain outbreak, which happened in the two previous aforementioned examples, um, the local state officials they get blamed. They're just like, yep, it's their fault. If only we had have known, if only the CCP god himself, Xi Jinping, had have known, then we would have just solved this issue straight away, and we would have been completely transparent, even if the orders from the top are exactly the opposite. So essentially just pass the buck onto the local people, and then they get directed with this just wave of hate, and then the way that they can actually take repercussions on them is just by like firing them or like executing them or something, like just so then it looks like, okay, this problem's been solved, it will not happen again. It was just those state officials, it wasn't the larger CCP at whole. And if that does then stem out to the rest of the world, then it'll always be like, this is the way it's been mandated. It's, if I had seen it, I will fix any single problem. And then, like, let's say for example, if they do have control over a larger portion of the world, they would have local official leaders who, if something bad happens, they will then take the fall, which will probably be local people, and they'll be, responsible to the CCP party as a whole. So realistically, the local leaders are always going to get slandered, and it's just going to be, everyone's still going to have to look favorably towards the giant government body, which is, it's an incredibly smart way of doing it, but it's it's dishonest at best. But there's nothing you can do about it. Well, there is actually, but we'll see in March.